Artificial intelligence is moving so fast, it's almost impossible to keep up. And it's not just some abstract tech thing. It's about to completely change something we all know: high school. So in this explainer, we're going to dive deep and break down exactly how this revolution is going to reshape education, literally from the ground up. So let's get right to it. This is the big question on everyone's mind, right? Will robots replace our teachers? Is some machine going to be teaching your kids algebra? Well, the answer, it's not a simple yes or no. To really get our heads around what's coming, we've got to look at the future in three very distinct phases. Okay, so we're basically about to take a journey through time, through the three ages of AI. First up, we've got artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI. That's pretty much where we are right now. Then, things get really interesting. Around 2030, we'll hit the age of artificial general intelligence, AGI. And then, the one that changes the entire game, artificial superintelligence, or ASI, which experts think could be here around 2040. All right, so here's our game plan for today. We're going to look at phase 1, where AI is a smart assistant. Then phase 2, where it becomes a perfect colleague. And phase 3, where it's a super intelligent guide. And after all that, we're going to tackle that huge question: what's the final human role in all of this? All right, let's jump into phase 1, the smart assistant. This is the world of artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI, and it's basically the world we're living in right now. The best way to think about this AI is like a superpowered assistant. It's a tool, a really, really smart tool, but its whole purpose is to help humans, not take their jobs. So you might be thinking, okay, if this tech is already here, why isn't every single high school using it? Well, it comes down to something called the regulatory buffer. Basically, big institutions like the US Department of Education, they're built to be slow. They have all these rules like teacher certification standards that are designed to protect jobs and make sure students get face-to-face time with a real person. This creates a kind of time buffer, a delay that keeps humans firmly in the driver's seat, at least for now. And this is where things get really interesting. You see, in this phase, the AI takes on all the tedious, time-consuming stuff. The grunt work, grading piles of papers, creating lesson plans, analyzing game film for the football team. But here's the key. This doesn't make the humans obsolete, no way. It actually frees them up to focus on the truly human stuff, guiding students in deep conversations, mentoring them on their life goals, and really building that team spirit. So what's the survival strategy for an educator in the ANI era? Well, it's not about trying to be a better computer than the computer. It's about doubling down on being human. You've got to become the AI auditor, the one who catches the machine's hallucinations. You have to master the soft skills, coaching students on things like empathy and resilience that AI just can't teach. And you have to get them out into the real world, creating projects that a computer could never dream of simulating. So the bottom line for this first phase? ANI isn't the enemy, far from it. It's actually the savior that frees teachers from that mountain of administrative work so they can finally get back to what truly matters: the student. Okay, so far so good, right? An amazing assistant that handles all the boring stuff. Sounds great. But that's just the beginning of the story. What happens when that helpful little assistant becomes our equal? And that question brings us right to phase 2, the perfect colleague. This is the era of artificial general intelligence, or AGI. And look, we are not talking about a smarter tool anymore. This is an AI that can think, reason, and do pretty much any intellectual task a human expert can, and frankly, probably do it better. In this AGI world, the whole dynamic flips on its head. Just picture it. Humanoid AIs delivering absolutely perfect, personalized lessons to every student. AGI counselors charting the optimal career path, AGI admins managing the entire school flawlessly. So what does the human teacher do? Their job isn't to teach anymore. Instead, they become the legal signatory. They're the one who signs off on the AGI's plans, the one who holds all the legal and ethical weight. The job is no longer about doing, it's about overseeing. So how on earth do you stay relevant when a machine can do your job perfectly? You have to become the master of the things perfection can't touch. Your value is in making that tough, final ethical call. It's in being that imperfect human role model who shows kids how to navigate messy problems that don't have a right answer. And it's about making the school a human sanctuary, a place for all the inefficient but absolutely vital human stuff like sports, traditions, and just connect. So just think about that for a second. We have AGI delivering perfect education, running a perfect school.
It seems like we've done it. We've reached educational utopia. We've hit perfection. So, what could possibly come next?
Well, that brings us to phase 3, the super intelligent guide. This is artificial super intelligence, or ASI. And honestly, trying to comprehend this kind of intelligence is like an ant trying to understand quantum physics. It is just on another level. ASI doesn't just know things, it can fundamentally reshape the fabric of our reality. Now, to even begin to grasp how that's possible, we have to talk about its main tool, nanorobots. Imagine microscopic, autonomous robots, millions of them, that can build, repair, and manipulate matter at the molecular level. We're talking about inside our own bodies, even inside our brain. And once you have AI controlling nanorobots, the world we know just dissolves. The very idea of learning is gone. Why study for a test when you can download the entire curriculum in seconds? Total safety becomes a given. A broken bone on the sports field is repaired at the cellular level instantly. The school campus itself becomes programmable, transforming from a tour of ancient ruins to a deep-sea lab in the blink of an eye. Even emotions could be optimized to resolve conflicts. So let's track the evolution of the teacher through all this. In the ANI era, they're an AI navigator, helping students use the new tools. In the AGI era, they become an ethical overseer, legally responsible for the AI's actions. But in the ASI era, when all knowledge is instant and all problems are solved, the human role becomes something totally different. They become a cultural curator, a storyteller. Their job is to tell stories of humanity's past, to remember what it was like to struggle, to fail, to be human. And that brings us to our final section, and really, the biggest question of all. In a world managed by an all-knowing, all-powerful intelligence, what is there left for us to do? What is the final human role? This table really pulls it all together, doesn't it? You can see the whole journey. AI's role goes from an efficient assistant to an autonomous teacher to an all-knowing guide. And as that happens, the human's role has to change too. We go from being an operator to an ethical supervisor, and finally, to a philosophical anchor for society. And look at the goal of education itself. It goes from simple knowledge transfer to personalized guidance, all the way to preserving what it even means to be human. The whole idea of a job disappears, and it's replaced by a search for purpose. So, in the end, in the age of ASI, the job of an educator isn't about dispensing knowledge anymore. It's something much deeper. They become more like clergy, guiding the young to feel the sheer joy of being human in a world that is, for all intents and purposes, powered by technological magic. And that leaves us with one last, massive question to chew on. If AI perfects learning and solves all of our problems, what do we really need humans for? What's our ultimate purpose? What are we for?